and today we are making interchangeable mane styles. I really hope you guys are excited for this craft because this can completely and utterly change your horse's look. So here is the craft supplies. Today we are making chance, saran wrap or shrink wrap, and some masking tape. You can also use other types of tape, but I have found masking tape works best. 2-part epoxy clay, and my epoxy clay requires me to wear gloves. You're going to have to listen to the instructions on your epoxy clay for everything that you need to do. My epoxy clay also needs 24 hours to dry. You will also want a bowl of water, a paper towel if water spills or anything goes wrong. You always want a paper towel to clean something up, a toothpick, and a small piece of wire that goes to the curve of your horse's forelock. So whatever your forelock is going to kind of look like, you want a piece of wire that goes along their head. This just helps stabilize the forelock so it doesn't break off. You do not have to use it, but it does help. And for my surface, I am using a floppy and cheap cutting board. Last but certainly not least, the model horse you want to be making your interchangeable mane style for. I'm using the Hanoverian gelding. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do to your model is simply cover them in saran wrap. I'm going to cover his neck and his head, obviously. I will also be covering his back and his belly just to give him some extra protection. You do not need to do their back or their belly, but that's just an extra precaution for me because I don't want any clay to get on the model horse at all. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly wrap him up, and then we'll move on to the next step. A few tips as you're wrapping your model. You kind of want to pull your shrink wrap just a little and get it nice and snug around them because you don't want, you want as less wrinkles as possible, but just kind of keep pulling that. And I like to tape it on the back side. I don't like to tape it where I'm going to be putting the epoxy just because I just don't want the tape in the way. Okay, Chance is officially all saran wrapped up. Now let's start making his mane. So I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on and get my epoxy clay all mixed and everything. And then I'm going to show you how to start sculpting the mane. Okay, my epoxy clay has all been mixed, sitting and everything. So let's start making his mane. So I'm just going to pull off a little bit of my clay here. And I'm just simply going to almost like flatten it. You could totally use a rolling pin. Sorry about that. A rolling pin to roll it out flat, but I'm not going to. And then you're simply just going to stick this on there, kind of smash that down because the clay doesn't really like the saran wrap a whole lot. You're going to continue with this process until he looks really good. So then we're going to make some epoxy snakes afterwards and line his mane. So I'm going to continue kind of making little spots on him here. Kind of go up to his already existing mane there. There we go. Alright, there. Isn't he looking pretty? I'll be right back once I'm done kind of doing this to him. Okay, and this is what Chance is looking like right now. His mane still isn't looking that awesome, but here is his little wire. That's how the wire goes in the forelock. So I haven't done any more detail. So now what we're going to do is I'm simply going to take pieces of epoxy, or you can just take your one piece of epoxy and just roll it out. You guys can't really see that. There you go. Just roll it out real nice and thin, or as thick as you want your little snakes to be, and then simply put them on your horse's mane here, and then just simply continue sticking them. And I'll also add some on his forelock. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the toothpick, dip it in water, dip it onto your paper towel, and then you're just going to add a little line. Now, taking a note on how you kind of want your mane to be, use reference photos, of course. So his is going to kind of fall down straight, but I'm going to kind of like do a slight little wave as I go, just to make it look real natural. So I'm going to be right back once that's done. I hope I can show you guys some in between. Okay, everyone, and Chance's mane is all done being sculpted. Here is how it looks. It looks so amazing and so beautiful. Now I'm simply going to have to leave him down here for 24 hours because that's how long my epoxy clay takes to dry. and then we'll start part 2 of this craft. So I promise you it is 24 hours, not 2 seconds. So I'll see you all in just a second. Bye for now. Hello everyone, and we are back. This is part 2. So let's get started, and I'm simply just going to unwrap him. And from my experience, peeling the saran wrap off the epoxy, it's very easy. So let's get started. Okay, all the saran wrap is off of him now. I'm sorry the scene went by really quick. Once again, I don't have really control over how fast it goes. Now you can simply just throw away your saran wrap and tape, and it peeled off really easy. And now let's get started on painting it. So here's the craft supplies you're going to need for part 2. Here's all the stuff you will need. You will need matte varnish, something to put your paint on. Acrylic paint is what I am using. I am using Apple Barrel. I'm using the colors Jet Black and Melted Chocolate. You will need a bowl of water, a paper towel, a paintbrush. I am using size 4, but obviously use the size that you want or you're comfortable with. And of course, your main style that you will be painting. I typically do not paint this on the model just so I don't get paint on them. And then something for your surface, I am just using more paper towels this time. Alright, let's get started on painting it. So I'm just going to kind of give you the rundown of what I'm going to do. Is I'm obviously going to want to match the color of his mane to the color of his tail. So as you heard, I'm going to be using Melted Chocolate and Jet Black. So I'm going to start off with a base coat of Melted Chocolate. Then we'll go on to some Jet Black, and then kind of going to mix them together a little bit. So I'm going to start off by holding the forelock so then I can paint his mane. Once the base of his mane is dry, then I will switch over and do his forelock. So this will be another speed scene, so this will go by really quick. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, I decided to get ambitious and I tried to paint the forelock as well, and I think it went really well. So I'm going to go ahead and let this color dry, let this coat dry, and then I'm going to come back with a little bit of some Jet Black, and then I think his mane will be done. As you may notice, I did not paint the other side of it. I painted a little bit, but not very much because, well, it'll be on him and you really won't see it, so I just decided not to paint it. But if you want to paint the other side, that's perfectly fine. So I'll see you guys in just a second once again. Okay, and I did the black coat. I'm sorry I didn't mention, but it was a wash coat, so it was extremely thin, so the brown would still pop through. So once again, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to add the matte varnish, and then I think his mane will be all done. So I'll see you once it's on him again. So see you guys in just a second. Okay, and it is finally done. This is how Chance's beautiful, gorgeous, long mane looks. He looks so stunning and so cute with it on. He looks so beautiful. I think the color matches his tail quite nicely, and he looks so adorable with it on. And this can totally, utterly change your horse's complete look. And I think he looks amazing. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss out on next week's video. See you all next week. Bye.